Clippers unite. I tell you, I think I've given this guy brain damage. He says, Mersh said what needed to be said. Like most people, I didn't listen to what Mersh said. He described you perfectly from start to finish and explained your tailspin perfectly. I guess I'm tailspinning. I don't think you've really tailspinned until your vehicle's been repossessed while you're on the air and you struggle to pay for it. Hey, look. There, but for the grace of God go I. You mean Projector Mersh? I think I watched the Canelo fight on a Mersh. It was one of the best projectors I've ever seen. Thank the man for the segment. His advice could save your career. Nothing could save my career. Let's get that straight from Jump Street. Fingernails on the ledge of a mountain. That's it. I don't think, all due respect, Mersh and I are way different. See, I left that whole crazy psychotic corner of the internet. They don't want to let me go, but I left it and it drove people insane and I was able to continue to properly do my show and make money. Mersh couldn't pay for his broken down jalopy until he went to the Dabbleverse. I mean, look, I'm not saying that Mersh is in a glass house throwing stones, but if you have to go to the Dabbleverse to pay your bills, I don't think pathetic begins to describe it. But hey, Clippers unite. You can go to Mersh now, and when you guys have your little group therapy session about the toe, the one that got away, you can be sure to let him know you stood up. You stood up, my man. McBuster says, Mersh is a pussy. He banned me for saying that now him, Karmic, Moody, the potato, and the puppet all drink from Mapton's festering face boil. That does make you kind of a pussy, in fairness. But, I will say this. I have no animosity towards Mersh. I think he's a great jester. I think Mersh is very funny to laugh at. And he gets so serious about these things, which also makes me laugh. So, Mersh, thank you so much. Here, I'll do what I do with my children when they make me a drawing, and it may not be Rembrandt, but I pat them on the head and I go, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. So, Mersh, thank you so much. That's wonderful. It means a lot to me. I don't know what I did to make him so upset. I don't know what I did to upset him or trigger all of these people. But I guess it's just that old hit live thing. Sorry, kid. I hope your ride is paid for. I hope your ride's taken care of. That can be a bitch. It's never happened to me. I pay all my bills. But I'm sure it's really difficult. I hope your Section 8 is nice. By the way, loved you. You're that guy from that porcelain thing, right? That was the best. All right, plenty of stuff to do today. See, why do you make me do that? Why do you send me that shit so then I just have to smile, be sarcastic, be a dick, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be this guy. But you guys take this shit so seriously, and I'm your great big boogeyman. I don't want to laugh at you and make you look silly and you yell and scream, Aaron's the worst. I'm going to try to psychoanalyze Aaron. And then when I just giggle at you and go, great job, kid, I don't want to look like an asshole like that. Why do you make a of me? I don't understand. Eric Cartman says, it's because his show is doing better than yours right now. No, not at all. The Steel Toe Morning Show does way better than Nightwave. Way better than Nightwave. Not even close. Clippers Unite secretly works for me. He secretly works for me in setting me up to look better than these weirdos. Not that I need the help, but I do appreciate it. The check's in the mail. The check's in the mail. See, this is all you need to do with stuff like this. Just smile. It's all retarded. That's one thing that Zumock has figured out. It's like, it's all dumb. Like all you guys with your missions and your rah, like everyone outside of your little universe, it looks pathetic. And I know I'm supposed to be having fun, but I just wanted to give you that one fact that maybe you could do something with it. As Bill Hicks once said, you try. You try. I don't think it's going to take root, though. Nova just sent me something very funny. Mersh doesn't beg for money online. Yeah, oh, God. Oh, boy. You might want to watch the porcelain docs, my friend. Sorry, no. I like Nova. Papa Shab says, I've seen Mersh unironically lash out at his audience for not donating. Granted, that was a while ago, but I've seen it. Happens a lot, unfortunately. I get it. It's frustrating when you don't make money. Mersh has had a lot of those nights. I've had those nights before. We usually knock out the goal. It's fine. We are talented enough here that we make the goal a bit. We make it a fun little thing that the audience gets in on. I'm not going to shame him for being poor or not being able to pay for his car or having to get into the Dabbleverse to save what's left of whatever it is he's doing. That's fine. Like, that's okay. I'm not going to overanalyze him for that. But I just feel bad for people like Mersh who try to project their way out of these things and then end up taking this shit so seriously. I guess when it's all you have, that's kind of what you have to do. Again, I'm not going to shame anybody for that. Annoyed Wawa supervisor says Mersh is banned from 2 locations in Orlando for trying to pocket 25-ounce Natty Daddies while the cashier was getting him a carton of Mavericks. That is Annoyed Wawa supervisor. He would know. He's aware of all these things. No, I don't. And you might say like, oh, well, if he talks shit about you, why don't you dislike him? I think it's because I know he's doing it because he has to. You know, it's no coincidence that his car got repossessed. He lost a bunch of money. From all accounts, he's got a gambling problem, which is sad. I empathize with that. But then he turned to talking about Steel Toe after that. A guy not only has he never had a problem with, but a guy who also has said very nice things about myself and the show. It's phony. It's inauthentic. And again, that's okay because none of this is real. I just wish he was a little more honest with his audience, but we can't all do that. Also, when the stuff went down with me a year and a half ago, he had to pick sides because he had a sugar daddy on that side. He had a lot of people over on that side that he kind of depended on because they were the only people who would put him on, and he kind of had to pick that side. I get it. He can say whatever he wants, but I know what it's all about, and it's okay. God, people are shitting all over Mersh. This is why I don't feel good about this. I don't want this to be a shit on Mersh thing. But Annoyed Wawa supervisor says Mike Sheely is literally the reason we have to lock up buzzballs now. Somebody's got to be drinking that shit. Papa Shab says it makes sense that Mersh takes care of cats. Mersh himself was basically a stray cat that Royce took in. Yeah, before he was even podcasting, he was putting up GoFundMes so that he was just asking people to hand him money. Not even doing a show. Doing a show and having a tin can out there. Lord knows I ain't going to shame you for it. But he would just have a tin can because the strippers didn't like him. Miss Tay says, Pod Awful exposed gooning on Tumblr. He's a creep. Yeah, those images that were taken down. Yeah, that Tumblr thing was weird. Mersh had porn saved on his Tumblr, which first of all is psychotic. But also a lot of it was taken down because it was underage. And Jesse PS found it. It was pretty bad. McBuster says all of the streamers that use super tips are awful. Well, yeah, not only that, but you also have to basically pay homage. You have to pay fealty. You are now not even your own man. You are a serf. You are an underling. You are a dependent on some pretty nasty shit, especially when it comes to children. Veldran's, they're saying, Veldran's saying, Aaron, the reason that Mersh doesn't like you is because he thinks it's Steel Toe, TOW morning show. That makes a lot of sense. He hears the toe guy and he goes, attack. I get it. See, that's what I mean. It's all in good humor. It's all in fun. And I understand. Mersh. I get, what's going on up here. And I'm okay with it. I basically use my name for licensing so these guys can make a buck or two. What's Meme Copium doing today? Dabbleverse Schizo explain the boomer sector. Yeah, I mean, what those Dabbleverse guys don't realize is that everybody outside of their circle thinks they are the most retarded, saddest, mentally ill people alive. And it's fun to watch them, play in their sandbox. It's a character study. It should honestly be studied for training therapists.